Why are these books here?
I would imagine that this author, Ellison, is black.
He is me, and he and I are black.
Oh, bingo.
What is happening, folks? Welcome to another episode, Nerds at Night. I am your nerd, Blake Money, Blake Weather. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about. It's American fiction. This movie is great. I think every year there's a movie that comes out that's sort of like, it's not the most like Hollywood, you know, all the money behind it, but it's like a well-written story. One year it was like Birdman. Like, it was just a tremendous comedy. It's so well written. This feels like in that same ballpark. Like, I feel like if you like that, you'll really like this movie. If you enjoy the show Atlanta, you'll really enjoy this movie. A lot of race stuff going on. It's fantastic. Jeffery Wright is tremendous in this role. I think Jeffery Wright could play anything in the world that he wants to, and it would be amazing. I remember Jeffery Wright when he played Peoples in the movie Shaft. Do y'all remember that movie? It came out in like 2000. It had like Christian Bale in there, and Samuel Jackson, of course, plays Shaft. Jeffery Wright plays the bad guy. He plays like a Dominican like bad guy, and he's really fucking good.
223. This is like half you shitty ass spaceship, okay?
Yeah, he's tremendous in this role, playing Thelonious Ellison, or they call him Monk. Everybody just calls him Monk. And I also just want to set the scene for how I saw this movie. I saw it Monday because it's a limited release in specific towns and cities. Went to go see it at Alamo Drafthouse. Shout outs to Alamo Drafthouse. If you got one of them, that's really the only way that I see movies. I have an Alamo pass. I just be going all the time. I went to go see it Monday. It was probably like 11 or 12 people. What's beautiful about, if you get to the movies early at Alamo Drafthouse, 20 minutes before the movie, they sort of throw in like clips and previews perhaps of movies that are adjacent to or related to the movie that you're going to see. So for instance, when I went to go see like Death on the Nile, like they had put in clips from like previous at Poirot films from like the 70s, the 80s, or they'll put in trailers from old whodunit films. It's really a cool experience. And one of the things that they did here is these three movies, I had to write them down because it felt like, again, they're either related to or adjacent to the movie that you're going to watch. So in watching American Fiction, they played three trailers. They played Nothing But a Man. Feels like a very old school movie. I definitely would like to watch it. Basquiat, which is Jeffrey Wright's first film that he ever did. And Hollywood Shuffle, which it seems that seemed very adjacent to this movie, right? Of like, I guess they were trying to make a movie in there and trying to get people to go and yada yada. Basquiat seemed very appropriate because it's just it was Jeffrey Wright, and he was an artist, and yeah, it seemed like a movie I definitely need to see. But it's a cool experience when you experience it in that way. To sort of get your head in the headspace about where this movie's about to take you to. But let's get into the rest of this movie. The satire of this whole movie, the commentary of this whole movie, it's incredible. I don't know if I have enough great things to say about it. The dude who plays his brother, Sterling K. Brown, oh my gosh, right? That dude, he's incredible. He was in This Is Us, and he was in that OJ show that came out. He is tremendous. And he plays Thelonious's brother. Man, I don't know. I don't want to give a lot away, but the movie is rather. Well, I won't give a lot away in the beginning, and then I'll tell you when it's going to be spoilers. But just to set the scene, right? Thelonious writes this. He's not a great writer, and he ends up just sort of. I think out of all the circumstances in his life, he just ends up like writing this like real like stereotypical like black book. And then like everybody loves it. And of course, right, everybody wants stereotypes. It's so crazy. I'm Mexican. I don't be doing like all kind of Mexican shit, but I feel like if I did, everybody would love me on YouTube. I don't really know, but it does talk about that whole like this culture thing, this race thing. It's so great. So it tackles a lot of those issues, and it does it in such a great way. I want to talk about in the spoiler portion of this. I really want to talk about one of my favorite moments in the movie, but it's such a great just commentary on all that. The humor, it's well written. Adam Brody's in there. Adam Brody's so funny. I missed him. I miss doing things. Also, look out for a special part from Keith David. Oh my gosh, the scene that he's in. Oh my goodness, utterly hilarious. But yeah, it's about Thelonious and sort of pretending to be this dude Stag R. Lee, and he's wanted, and it's just the hijinks ensue. If you get a chance to see this, I went to go see it on Monday evening. It's so funny. Don't wait for Netflix. Don't wait for this to drop on Amazon. I don't know where it's going to drop. Don't wait for it to drop. Go see it in theaters. It's so funny. And there's nothing like a good like movie at like they sometimes December releases like really funny like really good movies. I was super excited when I saw the preview. Again, I like shows like Atlanta, Woke, and things like that. So like this really sort of it went to a different level. I'm not gonna say it went up a notch. It just went into a different direction. And sort of if you laugh at that type of humor, you'll really love this. But now I am about to get into spoiler territory. So hopefully that sold y'all on the movie. So spoiler territory in 3, 2, 1. Right. Wasn't the funniest scene in this movie when he's writing his book and Keith David and I don't even know who the other dude is, but like they are the oh my god, they're the characters from his book, and they're telling each other the monologue and the pausing of the fourth wall to go to like the author be like, what do I say? Why the fuck would I say that? That doesn't make sense. It's hilarious. Oh, it looks like this will be released on Amazon. That's even great. That scene with Keith David really put it like I was already sold. I was already into the movie, and that part of the movie really sold it off the top for me. The rest of the parts, right? Like they're kind of in the trailers, like he's like pretending to be like real thuggy over the phone. And he's selling the book and he's pretending to be thuggy over the phone. And like, they're like, hey, we got movie rights. We're gonna give it to Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, that was so much fun. It was a fun ride though, to see the in-between, like always in the trailer, they put all the good parts. Yeah. With this, I only saw the trailer like once or twice. So I really didn't remember. I just remember how it made me feel. And it made me feel like I wanted to go see this movie. So I was super excited being there. And it was really funny. I went to go see this, and there was me, and it was like maybe 12 people in there. And I think there was only one black dude. The rest of them were white people, and they were laughing at this shit. So I thought it would offend white America, but white America might be laughing at this movie a lot. I don't know if it's from guilt. I don't really know, but this is a funny movie. It's a funny movie for all races. I really want to say too, I love the way that they tackled how there's a scene where he's with the writer, right? Issa Rae, the girl who played the Barbie in Barbie. She played the president. She's in this movie. She plays that other writer, Santara Golden, and everybody going on about Santara Golden. Jesus, that was a funny bit. That was just felt like an ongoing bit. But when he talks to her at the table, right, and it's kind of like, well, what's the difference between your book and my book? Like, why do you hate on this book? Like, it's literally the same shit. I thought, but it was so well done as far as verbiage goes to like try and not offend her, but also be like, bro, you realize this is the same shit. Like this author and you, he was the author, but like they were doing the same shit. It was tremendous. Also, the lady who plays Ern's mom in Atlanta, she's in this movie. That tripped me out. That was Erica Alexander. She played Coraline. She was so great. Every actor in this film was tremendous. What was your favorite part out there in podcast land? Tell me in the comments. But yeah, I really love this movie. It's for sure going in my top 10 for this year. I'm going to put a top 10 reviews list out next week. So just of all the movies out of all the movies I've seen, what my top 10 were. This might not necessarily be the top 10 best movies, but it's the movies that I saw. So look out for that. But American Fiction, I love this movie. I don't know. I don't have a bad thing to say about this. I typically don't like the thing is I typically don't like drama movies, but there's sort of like a dramedy, right? Like it had drama, it had comedy, it had heartfelt moments with the mom when, you know, and he's worried about her and he's real anxious. I get it, man. Like, you know, parents be going off the deep end, they get a little bit older perhaps, and you know, dementia, that whole thing, like that's not anything to take lightly. If you love this movie, comment what your favorite part was, because if it was a Keith David just still, I think he steals the movie for me out of that moment. There's so much to love about this movie. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Look out for it to be mentioned, like I said, in my top 10, and I think I'm definitely going to go give this a rewatch because I had such a good time with it. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon. I do appreciate you. Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And until the next time, I will see you. Peace.